What's up, guys? It's the Banished Duelist, and today we've got my friend Jack here, and he's going to be doing his deck profile for the ABCs. It's as rare as it can get, according
Not really.
to... Not really?
No, some commons.
You got commons in there?
Yeah.
Okay, you
I've
got commons
some
in
commons.
there. Okay, filthy commons too. But yeah, he's going to go through his deck profile of the ABCs, so I'll leave him to it without further ado.
Well, hello. I will start off with the monster lineup. I personally like to run 3 pieces of A, pretty good, bit of the beefy one out of the 3, 1/9 attack. If it's equipped, it presents monster effects, pretty useful. That's all you need to know, really. Next up is the 3B that I like to run. Once again, same sort of thing, not much attack, bit more defense, but it's quite good for the search effect, that if it's sent to the graveyard, it can search another piece. So, enablers. Last up is C. Pretty good booty, 2000. Not much attack though, but very useful effect. So if you link it away, you can special summon a piece from the graveyard. So, no, hand, correction. So once you get them going, you can sort of equip using the field spell, link away, and get multiple effects. So what I like to personally do is you use B and C. So if you link them away, you can then add one to your hand and then special summon said one, usually a copy of A. So you get all 3 pieces engraved for the effect of Buster.
Like a little loop.
Yes.
And then okay, I get it now.
Next up, I like to run 3 pieces of the gold gadget. Sort of the same thing, that if you normal it, you can special summon any piece, or as well as a silver gadget. So it enables rank 4 plays, link spamming, a bit of that. So one of the better plays is you sort of normal gold gadget, special summon, say a B, use the effect of hanger to equip a C to it, and then link away for something like Underclock Taker or Proxy Dragon, and then you get their effects. So you can then link climb a bit more into, say, Decode Talker. So that's the 3B. The secondary effect can be useful if you just sort of want to build a little bit of a wall, special summon another one, just try and survive a bit more. It's alright.
Didn't work earlier though, did it?
No. Didn't. I tried.
I tried so hard.
Same thing can be said about the silver gadget, that you summon them effect. Another play is you summon gold, summon silver, and then another piece. Enables link freeze quite quickly. Then I like to run 2 copies of Destrudo.
God, why 2?
Just personal preference. I don't want to see it that much because I have other ways of searching it. But
you only really need 1 though, don't you?
You can do, but then I want to see it a bit more.
Okay.
So,
fair enough.
You know what it does? Target 1, special summon it, pay half, which is a bit costly, and I'm not one to pay life points, am I?
I don't know.
Don't like solemns, do I? And then for the last up for that is the Supreme King Dragon Dark one. So if it's engraved, you can special summon it and go from there. So one of the better things you can do using them both is you could use the field spell Dragon Ravine to send either one to the graveyard from the deck, and then use Synchro for Ancient Fairy and go from there, pop your field spell, search for a Union Hanger. So gain a bit of life points back. Speaking of Union Hanger,
do you want to just tidy up?
Might do.
Might do. I'm only thinking for you.
Well, I like my space.
Oh, you like space.
Yeah.
That's cool. Cool, so that's the monsters.
That is the monster lineup. Onto the spells.
Sweet
so
spells.
I run 3 Union Hanger, filthy commons, but super rares are a little bit pricey for me,
Plus
says
they're
as
not
a
in
borrow
English.
You can find some English ones.
They're normally in German.
So very good card. You use it to search any of your pieces, and then once you normal summon any of the other pieces, you can equip from your deck, or normal and special. A bit of a shame you can only activate one once per turn, because if you got 2, it's sort of, I want to get another search, but here's what it is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. 3 Dragon Ravine, mostly, as I said, just sets up the...
Are they secret?
No, yes,
What
they
are-
are.
they
These
are
are from the
secret?
legendary Kyber collection.
Oh boy.
A lot of this deck from the legendary Kyber collection. A lot of the pieces, the ravines, the
They all came out and they
terraformings.
look pretty.
Yeah, I very like the secret rares, the rarities for this. Part of the reason why I want to build the deck after my last one, which was all commons.
What was your last deck, Jack?
Skull Servants, deck coming soon. Shameless plug-in.
We can bring that profile to you guys.
Well, let us know in the comments if you want to see my Scrub 60 card deck profile.
Oh, I'm
We'll
sure
see.
they do. They will love it. They'll eat it up.
So, Dragon Ravine, very good, as I said. You can just send the Strudo or Dark Worm, do what you want. You could even send a piece. No, you can't send a piece, correction. Edit that out.
No, that's staying in.
I hate you. Send a Strudo, as I said, Ancient Fairy, Synchro, pop it, get a search for a hanger. It's sort of like another way of going into hanger, another terraforming, if you will. Gain a bit of life points and a body on board.
Wait, Dragon Ravine's kind of like terraforming.
Yeah, because you can go into Ancient Fairy using it, destroy this, and then search the hanger,
I'm with you.
and you get a monster on field.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So it just speeds up getting a hanger, really.
Okay, fair enough.
Very useful.
Seems pretty good.
As I said, free terraforming, secrets from the legendary Kyber.
Free secrets.
Yes, I do.
I hate you. I really want triple. I don't even have one. I really want 3 of the
Very good.
secrets.
I like
They're so
it.
pretty.
Not much to say. Just enables all the searching.
Yeah,
if need be, you search a ravine and then go from
terraforming.
there. It's just terraforming standard.
Wouldn't it be better to search for the ravine, because then you're going to search the Union Hanger and it thins the deck
Yeah,
out?
it can be.
So I'm just thinking more of deck thinning.
Worrying is Ash.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Ash is a bit of a problem.
You bait it though.
Yeah.
If you can.
They all do something with the deck is the issue. So.
Yeah, it's true. Okay.
Especially after legendary
Anyway,
Kyber.
continue.
I run 2 desires.
Is that
probably
a gold rare?
Shut up! Don't say that. You could run 3, but there have been a lot of duels where I've seen both
You don't
copies.
need 3. I can tell you now, you don't need 3.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Need
You don't
3.
want to banish all your pieces. Is very much a
It's
problem.
the worst thing ever is when you draw it into another
Yes,
desires.
and that
you
happens
don't,
very
You just
much.
don't want 3.
Run it at your own peril, I guess. Try and, if you can, search all 3 copies, all 3 pieces of A, B, and C, because if you just banish them all, you're in a bit of a problem.
Basically, the deck dies.
You can still do some stuff, just not as well.
Just
so
4
run it at
X's,
your own
is
peril.
it?
Drawing 2 is very nice though in this.
Unless there's an Ash, and then you're
Ash is a problem
dead.
for everything. Here's my gold rare, Foolish Burial.
Oh god.
Use this to send like Dark Worm or Destrudo. So say you had Destrudo in hand, you send the Dark Worm special summon because you control no monsters. It's just a quicker way to go into Ancient Fairy and, as I said, go into Union Hanger and so on. You could send a piece if you really wanted to go into ABC Dragon Buster that quickly. If you're just say missing a copy of A or something. The downside is you don't get the effect of being sent from the field to the graveyard. Copy of Regeki, it's pretty standard. Just
Enough said.
It's enough said. You just clear opponent's board. You've got quite a bit of field removal with this deck.
It clears boar load, which is really useful.
Yeah. Out for borrow
Especially
load.
It's an out for boar load. Right
It's borrow
there.
load.
Right there,
So
it's an out.
it's Regeki. Monster Reborn.
That's pretty easy.
Pretty
Enough said.
easy. You can summon Buster back. So if you use the Buster to tag out in your opponent's turn, you special summon it
that's
back.
clever.
But you lose the disadvantage of.
You can't keep looping it, can you?
Yeah, not as much.
Yeah, there's not much loops.
You've only got 3 copies. Set Rotation, very good card in this deck. Kind of wish it was at 3. So you give your opponent, say, the Ravine and the Hanger, or whatever way around you want to do it. Send the Destrudo, Synchro French Fairy, and that's 2,000 life points gain. You basically only pay 2,000 for Destrudo.
How does it work? Because I really don't get it. How does it work
So,
in terms of they can't activate field spells or something?
It's as long as one field spell remains face down, one face is set,
Yeah.
you cannot play.
Oh, so if you keep both set, then they can't do
Even
nothing
so,
with it?
even if I gave you, say, the Ravine and then myself the Hanger, I
Yeah.
could then flip the Hanger. But because that's set, you would have to flip your field spell, which would be the Ravine,
Right.
and then play a field spell over it to destroy the Ravine I've given you.
Okay, I'm with you.
But
So it's not as.
it's basically
rogue-
terraforming.
It's just a terraforming.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only downside is if your opponent isn't running field spells, sort of thing, they can just keep their Ravine face down, and then you're locked out a Hanger.
Oh, I see.
So if you can't go into Ancient Fairy, it's very much an issue. So it's
Normally
very
it's worth
good,
it,
but
though.
worth it.
Yeah.
And then Dark Hole is, well,
It's
Dark
Dark
Hole
Hole.
clears the board, very useful. One of the benefits of it is you can clear away your own pieces. So if you only have, say,
You
one
want board
piece
wipes
out,
in this deck, don't
Yeah.
you? You want board wipes.
it's very helpful.
Cool. So they're the spells.
Yep. My
Next
one-offs.
Next up is the traps. Oh.
I saw those later. Next up is the traps.
How many traps are you running, Jack?
I personally run 6.
Just 6. Cool.
So
to be honest, I think I run about 6 or 7 in my trickster. So
I could run more like Ash and Ogre, but I'm quite cheap and
he's poor,
I like
basically.
combos.
Poor.
But says that, but has a borrow load.
Oh.
But Torrential, very useful. Ignore my commons and my gold
They're
rares.
just board wipes, aren't they?
They're just board wipes.
They help you clear your opponents, but
Clear
also
your opponent,
help you as well.
get
in
your
terms of
piece.
getting your pieces out still.
Very useful.
Yeah.
And then Bottomless. Very useful for outing
since
many
they've
things.
come off the ban list, they've been
Very,
The
very
thing
good.
is, I've not seen many people actually use them, and they're such good cards.
They're traps though.
I know they're traps, but they're just so good. They are really good, especially this one. You just banish straight up.
Yeah, it's very, very strong.
You know, it's like, oh, you've summoned a boar load? Nah, I'm not about that today. I'm just gonna trap it and banish it, and then that's it. It's gone.
But you could run Solemns. As I said, I'm not one for paying life points very much, so they do slow your opponent down. Very useful, and then you just go off in your turn using your pieces and so on. But that's just me. So
yeah, okay.
Decide what you want.
Pretty standard so far.
Now on to the extra deck.
Here comes the money.
Here comes the money, because I did
splashed out.
Splashed out for a borrow load. Out for borrow load. Quite good. You can use your pieces.
Alpha borrow load is also like Eater of Millions.
That's you. That's you.
Trap cards can out it. There's a few things that can.
It's
out
borrow
it.
load. It's link 4. It's still, good markers.
Once it's on field though, it's kind of hard to out. It's once you have to out it so before it hits the field, but once it's on field, it's pretty much beast.
Good card.
It is a very good card. Very good card.
You sort of do what you want with it.
Yeah.
And then another bit of prize card at the moment is Saryja.
I can't believe you you're such a lucky git.
Very, very good.
Pack pulled.
Double sleeve. You know, I probably should double sleeve that one. Haven't got around to it yet. Once again, drawing 4. You know how it is. Very strong. Very good. Using your pieces. So like you can use the Buster Dragon and then you go tag out. That's 3 pieces on board. All you have to do is normal summon or Saryuja.
What is it? What are you tagging out?
The tuna. I forgot its name already.
Tuna? What monster's the tuna?
The level 6.
Destrudo.
How did I forget that? Just said it. So yeah, go from there. Use Destrudo, Link, Climb, so on. I like to ascend downly for my extra deck. Personal preference. Decode, same sort of thing. You can use 3 of your pieces or Link, Climb using some of your level 2s. Not level 2, Link 2s. Buffs its attack. Send a piece to grave can be helpful. So if someone targets, say this, or one of your other cards, you can just send a piece. So there's that. Cleefort Genius, same sort of thing. If you can just link for 2, so you go gadget and a piece, the piece gets its effect, so on from there.
The computer's spazzing, but it's still going.
Okay. Same thing with the Proxy Dragon. You could change this for another copy, but if you have, say, a Destrudo and a Darkworm or something like that, can just be more beneficial. One of my favourite cards though is Underclock Taker, because it does have that arrow down. So if I have...
It's a very good arrow down.
It's very useful.
It is a very useful arrow down.
It's just linking down if I can not do that well. If I can only get, say, 2 pieces out and I can't get to the 3rd copy, but I have like a gadget or something I can then overlay.
Okay, yeah.
I run the full sort of Utopia package, the Utopia to Prime and to Lightning. That way you get the 2 uses of its effect of the 5,000.
Yeah.
So quite good on that front. 1 copy of the Tsukiyomi. Drawing cards is very useful. It's a shame it doesn't have much more attack, but if you can get out a link and then put this underneath it in defense.
Its defense?
Defense is 2-3, so it's
pretty
decent.
It's pretty decent.
And drawing cards.
Yeah, useful.
And you get a piece in grave, as I said. So like if you want to just send them to be able to use ABC, so say you had like Decode out and this, if you can't normal summon the piece, you could then just go from there. So that's pretty good. Castell outs quite a lot of things. Not much else really to say. It's Castell.
Except everyone forgets its first effect.
Yeah, flipping down, but links are an issue, so there's that. I run 3 copies of ABC.
You have to?
You can.
Or can you run 2?
You probably could run 2, but I don't personally see what you'd increase, maybe another genius or something
Could
from
you
there.
not run like a link spider or something?
It's normal monster, is it not?
No, link spiders. No, but what I mean is get the link spider out because
Yeah,
then
but it
helps
requires
with-
a normal monster.
No, any.
Doesn't it?
No. Any
Oh,
single
there
monster.
you go. You can use that.
You could possibly run a link spider because it could help you with the summoning of other monsters.
The other thing you can go into is it's like the ventriloquist dolls. I forget its name, but it's a Link 1. So until like the structure deck comes out for the next cyber structure deck, we get the Link Karibo reprint, and that card will be very useful because it doesn't happen that often for me. But if you can only get out one piece and equip, then you're kind of in trouble. Like the monster, don't get me wrong, is with A is pretty beefy, but it's still only one body on field, so you can just link it away and then get its effects. So say normal summon A, equip it with B or C, and that's your entire play. Normally I'm in a bit of a pickle, but once I get any of those other cards mentioned, you can just link it away and then get the effects and then link climb from there. So 3B, not 3, ABC Dragon Buster. The discard effect's quite nice because you can then fuel more summons of it because you can discard one of the materials and then go from there.
Doesn't have a banish effect.
Banishment.
Yeah, banish
Very
effect.
good.
Very good.
Very good. And then, as I said, Ancient Fairy, very strong in this, using Destrudo and the field spells to pop it and then search more. Gain life points, very good. Nice defense stat. But it also has the effect to special summon a level 4 from your hand.
It is useful for that, yeah.
So, depending on what you do, you could special summon a piece, link climb further. It's basically just all revolves around link climbing to send your pieces to grave to get more pieces for Buster, because he is the main focus of the deck, obviously, but you go from there. Like, there was a scene at my locals recently where I managed to summon Skull Dread and 3 copies of each, so that was quite nice, but could not describe how that combo happened using Ancient Fairy, and just you keep recycling the pieces because they're not once per turn. Unfortunately, the field spell's effect is. But any comments, leave down below.
Do you not have a side deck for this?
I probably do, but
just haven't
nothing
got it.
concrete.
Oh, okay.
So there's that.
Well, there you go. If they would like to see a side deck, then they can comment below. And
I was
obviously-
thinking about running, I believe it's Torque Toon gear, which makes a monster a tuner, so I could synchro for
that's a
something
good
like
idea.
Starlight,
Yeah,
which
that's
could
a
be
nice
quite
idea.
useful to destroy more pieces, burn them, and pieces to grave.
Well, if you guys want to see a side deck for this, then let us know in the comments, and we can. I'm sure we can get that sorted out.
So
and,
that's.
But yeah, that's the Jack's ABC deck. If you liked the video, please give us a like, comment, and also subscribe. If you want to see any more, I think we're going to try and get a 60 card Light Sworn in here as well. Yes, we are. And we're also going to get, if you guys want, we can get Jack's 60 card Skull Servant deck on here as well.
Yes.
Obviously, pack openings or anything like that, or challenges, YGO, anything you guys want to see, let us know in the comments below. But anyway, that's all it for this time on the Banished Duelist, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.